everything. This is all the wrong size, huh? Oh, it is that size, isn't it? Well, now it's kind of... right edge. There we go. Hey! OBS deleted everything again, so I have to remake it all. Just real quick. Won't take but a moment. Let's throw this into the center and then change its size. I think that'll raise it, actually. It did. Whoopsie. Hold on. Nope, that's too much. Okay. Just so you know, I can't, like, touch the table at all, or my microphone will disconnect. I'm working on getting the microphone fixed. We'll see. We're playing ice noises. Ooh, that's almost correct. Because we're gonna be in the plane of ice. 540. Let's try 540. Not quite. 530. Oh, hitting enter doesn't work. Okay. Alright, that'll do. That'll do. Okay. Alright. So I have... Oh, the chat box. I don't have the chat box. Wait, I can't just search the word chat. I have to... The most frustrating thing is reformatting the chat box, honestly. It's just like it's such a nuisance. To figure it out every time. Alright, chat box. Copy that bad boy. Add shot. I don't remember the width and height of anything that I've done. So let me just do a test. Well, that's horrific. Ooh, so we lost somebody in the other chat. That's really bad. Okay, so not 700. 500. No, not 7,500. And we'll go... Was it 640? We'll do 500. We'll do a perfect square. Okay, that works. Boom, boom, that works. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Alright. Hey everybody, thank you for stopping in tonight. We're gonna get into the game in just a second. Let me go ahead and bring my players in. We're missing one of them at the moment, but Luke may join us later. Hey, alright, so we've got the stream going now. I just had to reformat everything. Thanks,
nice.
Thanks, OBS.
Good times.
So, last we'd left off, you guys had reunited with your lost party member Tiska in Saints Haven after finishing up your business in Varmea, the capital city of Iril. Upon reuniting, you spent a couple days sort of recuperating in the city of Saints Haven, bringing yourselves back together, and you finally have made your way back into the Rift. This time, you have entered the plane of ice, a frigid glacial plane, and you have been thrown into this place, and the nav box pointed you towards this giant mountain with a storm raging around its peak. You followed the box to the mountain, and once inside discovered the glittering, encrusted tunnels of some great beast's lair. A bit of checking around confirmed that this was the lair of a white dragon, which you discovered when she spoke to you as you entered her true lair chamber and told you that she wanted you to hunt down a different white dragon and kill her. She sent you with one of her followers to question them. She thinks there's a spy for the other white dragon somewhere in there, and if you can find that spy, you'll be able to glean information you can use to sneak into the other dragon's lair. This is what Krosalka has asked you to do, and at the moment, you are progressing through the hallways with one of her followers, Skamos, a very easygoing tiefling who you found just kind of sitting on a piece of ice behind you when you walked in. So that is where you are now. What would you like to do?
Alright, so we're heading down to, like, the common area or whatever where her followers just chill.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't make a map for
Alright,
this.
so, like, what...
I didn't make any maps for this.
I guess I asked this in character. What should we be expecting when we walk in there?
Skamos kind of... Well, I think everyone's here right now. Inoli was just on a scouting trip and now she's back. Everyone's probably minding their own business. You shouldn't have much trouble speaking with anyone, especially since Krosalka said you're good to do so.
Alright, about how many are there?
Oh, there's 3 besides me. That's it, really. There's not a lot of people in this plane.
That's not bad.
How did you
Hey,
get here?
Skamus.
Yeah.
Are you the spy?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
He kind of laughs. Though, I mean, I suppose that's one way to try and find out. Just ask people if they're the spy. Though I'm pretty sure they'd all lie to you, if they were.
I mean, who in here is... Who in our group is good at talking to people? By which I'm out of character. I'm asking who has a high charisma.
See, that's the issue.
Not me. I
Yeah.
have great insight,
Not your
but
boy.
terrible persuasion or deception or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, your charisma-based character is your warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who isn't?
I mean, I have decent charisma. I also have access to charm person, but I don't have it prepared today because I'm an idiot. Well, I didn't expect to be needing it today.
Come on, there are better ways to handle this, right? Let's like be Sherlock Holmes. Let's look.
I mean, I guess I
Who is the
do.
Sherlock of which you speak? Is he a great wizard?
Is he like a Tabaxi
Yes.
legend?
He's a fucking nerd. I do have enhanceability. I could
I mean,
enhance.
most wizards are fucking nerds. That's kind of their thing.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. I do have enhanceability that I could use on somebody for charisma. That
Keep that in mind. Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah, because like that's not dishonest or anything. That's just making a person who would otherwise be helping enhance someone's eloquence and friendliness, and that's not dishonest. That's just like, yeah, I was going somewhere with that. It's gone.
It's just using your resources. It's just using what you've got.
Yeah, it's
You just
it's,
happen to have magic.
Yeah.
It's my excuse. Every time. Works every time.
That's a thing.
So, what are you doing, everyone?
Pardon?
So, what are you doing,
I
everyone?
mean,
Oh,
when we
Skamos
head
was
to
actually.
the quarters,
Somebody
what do you
asked
see?
Skamos a question. Who was that?
Yeah, I did.
That was me.
Oh,
It was not you, Zackrow. It was you, Braum.
I want to ask how he came to this place.
Oh, I have that. Give me a second. It's not written down there. It's written down somewhere else. He kind of looks back a little bit. He goes, "Oh, I've been here for around about 6 or so years now. Actually, it's been a bit."
Seems like quite an inhospitable place to stay in.
Oh, but you know, if you've got like a lodgings place like this lovely mountain we've got in, it's fine enough. I don't like it. I don't like the cold exactly, as you know, I'm kind of a warm weather person. You may be able to tell, but it's all right. I can deal with it.
How'd you get here? And where did you live before that 6 years?
Oh, I lived up in the Dragon's Spine actually, but idiot that I was. And he kind of stops for a second. He goes, I was on a boat that went out into the North Sea, and we ended up on not on the water anymore, as you might expect for anything that tries to go to the North Sea. Bad idea. Don't do that. But we did find a temporary shelter of sorts in a cave, in a cavern. But in the tunnels of the glacier, I was separated from the rest of the survivors of the crash and came out here.
Dear, that's
Fascinating. A natural portal.
It was, yes.
neat.
And I am the only one who went through.
You don't happen to still have the location of that, right?
No.
I don't think that one's.
No, it went away.
Oh.
I had it charted, but
Oh, well.
it's gone now.
So what did you do on the ship?
He seems like he's considering everything he says before he says it, like he's filtering it almost. I was just a deckhand, really. I was just along for the ride. There were some people who were trying to find some artifacts out in the North Sea, and, well, I mean, a job's a job, and it paid very well,
Who
which
were they?
should have said it was quite expensive. Who were they? I have no idea. Some researchers or something.
Interesting.
I just thought that, you know, it would be a good source of, you know, when you take a job, sometimes you don't consider that there's a reason it pays a lot, and that reason is that you will not survive.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, really.
we've had some experience with that.
Oh, really?
But hey, you have survived. I mean, you're here.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
you're not where you want to be necessarily, but you're here.
Nope. And yeah, nope.
Here's not dead.
That's
Can
true.
I get
Not
close
dead.
enough to whisper him something?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna, close the distance and just be like, are you here by choice? Are you unable to leave?
Oh no, I could leave if I want to, but not. No, I could leave, but I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to.
Can I judge anything from the demeanor?
Do you want to insight check him?
Yeah, I was gonna ask to insight check
Okay.
that shit.
Can I insight check?
Yeah, you can all insight check Skamos.
Oh, that was a shitty roll. Oh, fuck that.
Sometimes I feel like maybe you forget that there are checks you can make, and I'm like, I don't want to say, do you want to insight check him, but...
I was just waiting for a good point in the
Yeah,
conversation.
That's
Okay, gotcha.
That's a 6.
Okay,
Non-natural 20.
okay,
18 plus 0.
okay. And Brom?
12.
I got a 12.
Okay. Tiska, you're mostly shocked that you see another tiefling here. You're not taking stock of his expressions or anything. You're just kind of, wow,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like me.
Holy shit,
Weird.
another tiefling.
Huh. Brom, he's a little hard to get a read on. He's clearly nervous about something, but you can't exactly tell what. Zackrow and Mir. He's definitely hiding a piece of information that he doesn't want to give, and it has to do with why he won't leave. There's something he doesn't have, perhaps?
Okay, well, I was going to ask this before the insight check,
Okay,
to be fair.
alright.
I was going to ask, by you could leave, but you don't. But by you could leave, you mean like you could leave the employ of the dragon, but not the plane of ice.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure I could find a way out, but, I don't need to leave Krosalka. She's lovely, and I have a good home here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, for those of you that got high inside checks, that's absolutely true. That tracks.
Okay. But what isn't he telling us?
You don't know.
Some shady things, possibly.
You're kind of goes. I don't mean to be rude, but you're being somewhat evasive, and since we're literally supposed to be being suspicious of people right now, you are being kind of suspicious.
I know it's... Listen. Quit. Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to... I know you've just met me and I'm just some weird person who's made a deal with a dragon who you are also suspicious of, but I'm gonna have to ask you to trust me. I'm not Iraska's spy. I would never betray Krosalka. She's wonderful and I would protect her with my life. I would...
This bit at least seemed honest.
Yeah. I'm going to have to ask you to trust me. Please just trust me. I know I seem just a little bit suspicious, but it's not me. 19
Mia squints her bird eyes at him.
Thank you for the fun.
Then does like the 2 fingers toward the eyes and then points to him like, eyes on you.
He puts a hand up. That's fine. That's fine. Go ahead. He seems a little downtrodden, honestly.
Some people have things about their past they'd rather not talk about. Happens.
True that.
I can certainly understand that.
But then he says, but when you do, when you do, well, hopefully when you do go for Iraska, please come talk to me first.
All right. I was kind of planning on doing that anyway. Not related to any of this uncomfortable subject matter. About how old do you know is your mistress? Because she said that she and her sister were nestmates, so they'd be about the same age.
Yeah.
And age has a significant amount to do with the power level of the dragon, from what I've heard, and that would be a good thing to go into this knowing.
Oh yeah, no, they're about the same age. She's a couple hundred, I think. Not as old as the biggest of dragons. DM to players, she's an adult, and so is Iraska.
Gotcha.
She's quite something, and he was seeming a little bit down earlier when you were being suspicious of him. Now that you've got him talking about this dragon again, you're like, oh, how about this dragon? He's upbeat again. Yeah, she's a couple hundred years old. She's been maintaining her lair and territory since long before I was even born. Iraska will be about the same age, yes.
Okay. Besides the spy, do you know if Iraska has any other minions or people who have a similar relationship to her as you have to Krosalka?
Yes, I know she does. We actually... He stops for a moment. He says, well, I'll have more information for you right before you go in to find her. I can tell you more then.
Okay.
It's...
Why not now? Listen, trust goes both ways.
That's a fair point.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. The dice fell in the salt. Hang on.
Oh no.
The dice fell on
Don't-
what?
The salt. Don't D&D.
Well,
Don't cook in D&D, guys. It's a bad idea.
If your
You're
water's
just
salty
now
enough, you
figuring this out?
can balance test your dice.
nice.
Don't balance this dice right now, please.
So what'd you get?
Did you get 12?
12. He looks at you and says, I know, and what I'm trusting you to do is not go back and kill my mistress. So please just trust me when I say I will provide you with all the information I know about Iraska's followers after you find out which one of our companions is a traitor to us.
Alright, what do you know about your other companions?
Well, we've got, aside from me, there's 3 others. And he kind of lists them
Right.
off on his fingers as you walk. He says, well, okay, so first off, we've got Inali. Inali Fire Eyes. She's been here for a bit. She's fierce and fun. She sure is brave to, she goes out into the storms. I wouldn't do it if I weren't used to it myself. And that's, my background is not the same as hers. She's sure is something. She goes out and finds lost folks out on the ice. And sometimes she brings them here. That's where we got Wen and Nashua. And sometimes she leads them out to other places. Hopefully, well, occasionally she'll be able to find a portal out that she can take people to.
Alright. And what kind of a person is she? I'm kind of trying to figure out.
Oh, she's a short little, well, not short. She's actually quite tall. She's just a bit shorter than me. She's a half-elven woman. Which is even more astonishing considering how much rage is packed into her tiny little body.
Small people can be very, very intimidating sometimes.
True. You ever meet my grandma?
Inoli Fire Eyes is her name, and she certainly earned it.
And danger is her game?
No. Yeah, I'm typing the names in the chat. Hold on just a second while I get everybody's full names.
And you said there were 2 others besides her?
Nashua.
She found them?
Yeah, she found both of them. Hold on, I'm typing.
You said Denali was a half-elf?
Yes. Those are the folks we've got in the chat. I put down some names. Yeah, we've got Noli. She's a real charmer. We've got Wen. Wen, oh, she's adorable. We had to make do with these, like, horribly curved rooms until she showed up, and now she spends all her time making them nice to live in and shoring up the tunnels and whatnot. She gets into the small places Krosalka can't go. She doesn't go out much, but she is really valuable for just keeping the interior of the mountain all sort of ship-shape. She's lovely. Just truly wonderful.
And she's...
Oh, she's a little human woman.
Okay.
Wen... Oh, I can't remember the rest of her... Wen Ying... Yoon, I think, is her name? Wen Ying Yoon. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And your 3rd companion,
Nashua.
Nashua?
Yeah, Nashua Kaleem. She's a bit hard to read, that one. Bit dour. Very moody. I'm sure she would cheer up if someone brought her Iraska's head. She really hates Iraska. But, nobody has yet. Maybe you'll be the ones. I'm sure she'd
By
love
what
that.
way did they end up here? Like you did?
Inoli found them.
How
Out in
did
the snow.
Inali get here?
Inoli just showed up. Stormed in one day. Threw me against a wall.
Huh.
And Nashua was... I missed
Sketchy
what she
lurker.
was.
Pardon, what was that?
Nashua was...
Another human.
Then she pronouns, or... I didn't quite hear.
Yep.
Yeah.
What color is your? You're purple. Purple.
So
Oh god, my pen is breaking.
I'm
I'm gonna need new star areas on your paper. Lurks.
so this is just me asking from a mechanic standpoint. I'm basically the only member of the party who's currently here. I mean, Minato's technically here, but since Luke's not currently here,
Mm-hmm.
besides him, I'm the only one with the charisma above 15, aren't I?
That's possible.
Yeah, I
Certainly
have
higher than
11.
do. I have a 6.
All right. So our purpose here is to be persuading these. For right now, our purpose here is to be persuading these people to trust us, and and deciding which of them we are going to trust. To a point, we're not going to really trust any of them. I don't think. No offense to Scamos.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I am good at reading people, but not so good with the talky bit.
all right. Well, we need being good with being good at reading people is definitely necessary right now. We need to understand them as much as we kind of keep them from understanding us at this exact moment, and that's important.
May I propose a plan?
Yeah, do please.
So we're gonna get into this camp and like mingle, right? Because we're here on an
Mhm.
errand from Krosalka. We're new helpers. I personally, I know a spell called Mending, and it's been pretty useful. I'm gonna look around for stuff I can fix or help out, and I'm just gonna chat people up. Who's coming?
That's that's about as good as a plan as we
As
have.
well, yeah.
Sure.
Does anybody want me to throw enhance ability on them
You should do
for
it to
charisma?
yourself.
I mean, my charisma is decent, so I don't really need the help. Unless
The point is you bulk it up even more.
That's fair. All right, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cast enhance ability on myself.
Okay, for charisma, so Eagle's Grace? Or
Eagle's
Eagle's
Grace,
Splendor? Okay,
Yeah, that thing.
gotcha.
I am not looking at the full thing right now, but yeah, that. And that's a second level spell, so we're just gonna put that down.
Alright, so
Alright.
you lay your hand, you hold the Wilder Spark in one hand, and you close your eyes for a moment, and you cast this spell on yourself. And for a moment, there's a brief shimmer that runs over your form, and there's almost like a phantom image of these wings, of these feathers that sweep down your wings and then vanish. Don't.
I look awesome.
You look really cool.
I look amazing.
You look fabulous. Okay.
I am fabulous.
Hell yeah.
Alright.
So, Stamos leads you around this, he doesn't seem to have noticed you do that. Totally didn't even see it. He leads you around a final bend, and it comes out into a small, sort of roundish chamber. And it is an area filled with a couple pieces of wooden furniture, and then some stone stuff, and like shelves, but they're carved from ice, and they're not even like attached to the ice walls. They're just growing out of them. And you actually see, standing next to next to one of the walls is this this short Chinese woman who's currently sort of running her fingers over what looks like a buttress underneath one of the shelves, and as she does it, it starts to like grow a little bit larger, get a little firmer. It looks like it was maybe broken, and she's fixing it up just by sort of doing some sort of magic to it. And leaning against the opposite wall, watching her, is this half-elven woman who's got this massive battle axe strapped across her back, across her back, and she's got her arms folded, and she's kind of watching the other woman work, and occasionally just like laughing to herself.
You just immediately bust out. That's so cool what you're doing with the shelf. Sorry. Hi.
Both of them look
Hello.
over, and the Chinese woman who you gather is probably Wen, sort of smiles, and she goes, "Oh, hello. Who are you?"
Hello.
Falcon.
What? Yes, yeah?
Why did you put May in your game?
I didn't? Oh, fuck! God, no! Damn it! I didn't mean to!
Whoops.
Xanathars did this. I randomly rolled this character.
Xanathars has a grudge.
Xanathars has a grudge against me. It was like, hey, roll a human warlock with a Chinese human warlock. I was like, alright then, I guess. Fuck. Damn it.
Good.
Xanathar
Thanks
says
for
May
just-
is Bay.
I mean, you were gonna
Thanks
find out
for-
anyway.
Thanks for just telling us more than we
You probably weren't gonna
already
find
knew.
out. God damn it.
I'm really surprised you lost your chill over that one.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, Lurker,
God damn it.
simmer. Cool it.
So anyway.
You keep up with these puns, Falcon's gonna give us all the
I
cold
don't
shoulder.
want to hear it. I'm cutting you off right there.
Anywho, so I'm just gonna be like, hello.
Hi, who are you?
New friends.
We're the
Yeah.
wristwatchers.
And Skamos kind of waves his arm and he says, "Oh, these folks have wandered in, and Krosalka is interested in having them hang around for a little bit and maybe run a couple errands for her before they move on. So you know, show them around. I've got to go, probably do something else she wants me to do." And he kind of rolls his eyes, and the half-elven woman over by the wall also laughs again and tosses her head a little bit, like, "Oh yeah, of course." And he says, so make them feel at home. I know you can. I'll be back probably in a bit. I think Krosalka said something about wanting to transport a bit of jewels down to one of the lower tunnels for encasement. Anyway, see you a bit later. And he books it out the room.
He's so awkward.
He's such... yeah.
What a nerd.
He's a terrible liar.
So yeah, that's us. My name is Tiska. These are my friends, and who can introduce themselves, I think.
Hi, yeah. And when sort of she stops what she's doing and she strides over to you. Well, not strides. She's too short for that. She steps over to you and holds out her hand eagerly.
I take it to shake.
To your surprise, her hands are very warm. Which makes not a lot of sense because she was literally just holding a piece of ice.
Power.
She says, "Tiska, okay. Who are the rest of you?"
I'm Mir.
Hi, Mia.
Little wave and little head bow.
And you?
Hi, I'm Brom. I heard you work the ice like I work stone.
I do, yes. It's a bit of a talent.
I'll inspect the craftsmanship.
It is flawless. It is clearly magically done. She is somehow manipulating this ice just like clay. It yields under her fingers.
Where'd she get her power?
Oh, it was a gift.
Hmm.
And the... sorry. And the others? And you too? She looks at the two of you who have not yet introduced yourselves. Curious.
Oh, hey there.
Hi.
I'm Temp.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. I don't really do all that smart stuff that y'all do.
We each have our own talents.
He's good at punching things, and that's about it. And I
You will
kind
be
of
friends
smack
with
him with
Minato.
my tail lightly.
I'm good at things other than punching things.
And Ollie, kind of in the corner, puts a hand up. Here's to that!
He's good at making jewelry and stuff.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Haven't really had much of an opportunity to practice recently, though. Been on the road too much.
Perhaps if Krosalka is willing, she will let you work with some of the pieces she has.
Oh,
It's
That'd
always
be
a
interesting.
possibility. I think I'm doing this accent right, but I'm not certain.
I'll have to see about that.
Of course. I'm sure she would let you. And you?
Hey, I'm Zackrow. And unfortunately, you might have heard of me. But forget about that.
I don't think I have. I'm sorry.
Good.
What have you done?
I study the planes. Nothing special.
Then this must be very exciting for you.
It was thrilling the first time. That was like 25 times ago, though.
The first?
Now I'm just
first
scared.
time? Oh, well, there's no
It's-
need to be scared here. This place is safe.
I'm not good with, like, cold and water and stuff.
Oh, Inali, we're so rude to our guests. And Nali rolls her eyes and she leaves through this glistening arched doorway. And she comes back and she has this sort of armful of these big, very, very big, soft white furs. And she dumps a whole bunch of them on a pile on the table and she says, "If you want them, go ahead and take them."
I'm good.
Yoink.
How many in my body?
How
Here
many?
offers a scarf in return.
Fine.
To who?
To the... Was it Anali who just dumped all the furs out?
Yeah.
Then I offer her a scarf in return.
Sure, yeah.
Thank
She
you very
she
much.
takes it and she says, Are you giving this to me?"
Yes. Since you're giving
Oh.
us the furs. Keep warm.
"Well, thanks." She looks like startled a little bit. What does it look like?
It's probably her odds and ends scarf, so it's like a bunch of different colors and rows, kind of gradating if she can get it from one color to another.
It actually it fits really well within Ollie's sort of general outfit. Most of her armor seems to be bits and pieces that were scavenged from other sets and put together into a coherent suit that just barely does the work of maybe protecting her. She doesn't look like she's super heavy on having like real armor. It's mostly just like weird pieces of clothing. But she goes ahead and she loops the scarf around her neck a couple times and pulls her hair out from underneath it. It's this sort of deep chestnut, and it's all curled. And she lets that fall back down, and she's like, "This is really nice. Thank you."
Thank you for the cozy furs. Or just like
Of course.
throws it around herself and snuggles in.
They're extremely warm. They will protect you from environmental cold damage.
Oh, thank goodness.
Not from, like, weapons, though.
Right.
I'll grab one.
Yes, anyone who wants one can take one of those.
I'm gonna.
I feel like it would be. I feel like it would be a little bit rude. Go ahead.
No, you first. It's a bad question.
I feel like it would be a little bit rude for me to refuse, even though I'm not really feeling the cold as much as you guys are. But
No,
I
we're
feel
not.
like it would be rude to refuse. So I'm just gonna take that.
Yeah, anybody who takes one, go ahead and write down, Tundra Auroch hide. I think hide or fur?
Tundra what?
Auroch?
Spell, please.
No,
AUROCH.
That's correct. It's like a big bison kind of thing.
Do I get a wizard point for that one?
I don't know what a wizard point is.
Please say yes.
Sure.
Is this like brownie points, but specifically for?
Sure,
This
yeah,
is
you
like
get a wizard
nerd
point.
points. You get nerd points for this.
Yeah, you get a nerd point for that. Owl... No, it's not an owlbear.
So as we have discussed, nerds and wizards are very similar.
Very similar. And Zackrow is a wizard, so...
Yeah, it's basically the
Yeah,
same thing.
you get a wizard
Oh,
point. Do with that what you will. It's like a Chuck E. Cheese coin in real life. Not sure what you can do with it, but you sure do have it.
That is an absolute delight.
I love the implication that Chuck E. Cheese coins aren't real.
I'm on a side of the alternate
They're
dimension
not.
that is a Chuck E. Cheese.
See, I've only ever really remembered experiencing Chuck E. Cheese coins outside of Chuck E. Cheese's, so...
What? Where are you encountering them?
What?
My dad used to have a bunch, because when I was little we went to Chuck E. Cheese's, so I had a butt ton of them. And they were
Huh.
just, like, in with my dad's other stuff. But I don't remember being to Chuck E. Cheese. I just remember finding these coins at my dad's house.
Weird.
That's so weird,
So
yeah.
Mysterious. Alright, so you guys grab some of the hides. Now what would you like to do? Wen has introduced herself. She sort of gives a cursory introduction of Inali as well, who kind of remains where she is next to the table, but does give a little wave when her name is mentioned. Oh shit, I never changed the stream title, hold on. I knew I forgot to do something!
Oopsies. Huh. So this is the point at which being a low charisma human playing a high charisma character is a don't
worry, are we on pause or something? I know Falcon had to go do something.
I'm listening, I'm just also frantically changing the stream title, because I realized for an hour now it's been Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
Yeah. Okay, so in that case, I'd like to hang out with Wen.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead, she goes back to, she excuses herself very kindly, and will happily speak with you while she works on this shelf, which you realize now that that the support was shattered, and she's very carefully layering, ice over and over and over to repair it. You can see a couple of bags sitting on the floor where they've been taken off the shelf so she can fix it.
Can I help at all?
No, I'm afraid not. This is a talent I've been given. It's specific to me. I do not know if you could replicate it. What is this accent?
Is it like a spell? What are you doing there?
No, and she kind of pauses and she smiles a little bit. She says, when I first came to this plane, I was lost in the snow, and I would have died, but for a great... Hold on while I pick an animal. I forgot to do that.
Oh, you know which it should be.
I don't.
Who lives in the North Sea?
No, we're not doing that. It was a...
I feel like there's some lore implications that I don't know.
Sorry, it's a...
Yeah, it's just it's a world building detail.
Okay.
It was a great white serpent who came and surrounded me and allowed me to withstand the cold. And because of his gifts, I am able to do this. It is a unique talent. And she kind of smiles. You see that when she is, when she touches and when she makes this ice, it like physically materializes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No
What does
pun
Krosalka
intended.
think of your skills?
Krosalka? Oh, she values them. She is able to burrow and move through the mountain, but, she can have some trouble getting into the smaller areas of her domain. So it's useful to have someone like me.
Does she never get jealous of
No, why would she? She is infinitely more powerful than I.
Do you know why she hates her sister?
Oh, no, I do not. That battle was created long before I came here.
Kind of got the impression that that's just kind of a thing with some dragons that territorial seems.
If there is a reason, I do not know it.
Okay.
When Skamos brought us here, he told us there was another person. Not Nashwa.
Oh,
He said-
Nashua! Yes.
Where's she?
I think she's in the armory. He's probably training. Or... no, she's probably training. You can find her there. It's not hard to find. She'll point you down a couple of hallways, and, actually, this is really cool. She realizes you're probably gonna get lost, so she steps over to one of the hallways and lays her hand on the ground, and, after a moment, you see, a little blip of, let's say green, appears near her hand in the ice, and the ice discolors in this green color, running in this ribbon through the hallways, out of sight. Follow that, it will take you there.
That was really, really impressive.
That is
I
so
can do a lot of things. I can do nothing like that. That was amazing.
It's only because I'm the one who made it, but she's like super flattered that you think it's really cool.
That was awesome. Wow.
And she
All right.
like, hides her face a little bit.
Oh, so precious. I'm going to. I think I want to go introduce myself.
Of course.
Is anybody else?
I'm
I'm just gonna talk to Anali a little bit.
Sure.
Smear's gonna ask about her armor if they were. It's like, is it just a particular style that you pick different pieces, or do they have stories behind them?
Nah, it's just the best bits. I don't need armor. It's not something that I care about so much. And when you get up close to her, and she actually is quite tall. The only reason Skamos called her short is because she's just a little shorter than he was. He's a very tall tiefling. And now
How
that
tall?
you're up close
Taller
to her,
than me?
oh, how tall are you again?
6 foot.
He's a little shorter than you. He's probably 5'8", 5'9", maybe. And Inali is, well, no. Let's call him 5'10" and call Inali 5'9".
Yeah.
Whereas Wen is probably 5'1".
Aww.
She's little.
Little teeny.
I
So-
am just taller than her. Just.
Oh, you're a big
Years
bird,
back.
huh?
It's so cool.
Okay. Now that you're up close to Inali, you can see that she is covered in old battle scars. And these include like slashes from maybe weapons or like rocks or ice. You can see a couple of burn marks occasionally, either from wind or from flame or maybe acid in the case of one of them. Looks kind of spatters. But she bears these with pride.
Any good stories here?
They're all good stories.
What's your favorite?
And she leans back and she crosses her arm again and sits on the table next to the pile of hides and she kind of... One time, I was out scouting and I found a caravan that had been assaulted by gnolls, and so they had fled through a portal that their mage had opened and ended up here. But they brought all the gnolls with them.
Whoops.
Which was going about as well for them as you could have expected. So, you know, I kind of fixed that problem for him. And she rolls up one sleeve and there's this massive set of claw marks going down one arm and she says, "This one did not want to die." Did though.
Most things don't want to die.
Look,
Most things don't. Yeah, you're right. Doesn't stop me from killing them.
why do you fight Krosalka?
Why do I fight for Krosalka? Why not?
That's fair.
She is a mighty beast. Have you seen... I don't know if you've taken a stroll through her trophy gallery. You might have seen, I don't know, some scrap metal on the way in. It's not scrap metal. It was the chassis of a dwarven construct that she found on another plane and destroyed when it tried to kill
jeez.
her.
She travels the plains?
She has before. Doesn't like to, because this is her domain.
That's
She-
so cool.
She's got another dragon's skull in her trophy gallery.
I did get to see that.
Yeah, we saw that one, yeah.
Yeah. She is incredible. She, oh, I used to hate her. Well, not anymore.
Why did you hate her?
Why'd
Oh,
you stay if you did?
I was a caravan guard with me and a couple others that I knew. She killed them all. And when I tried to attack her, she thought it was funny, so she took me with her. Back here. Well, she didn't think she told me she was impressed. But, she really is quite nice.
That's
Insight check this story.
Yeah, go for it.
yeah, I'm gonna insight check that.
Mhm.
Oh, that's slightly better than earlier. 14.
9. Rolled
Her sort of cocky nature is a little off-putting. But she seems to be telling the truth. This is probably what happened to her. You're not sure how she went from blind rage to this dragon to working for this dragon, but who knows?
Interesting. I definitely am interested in going to introduce myself to our other host,
Nashua. Okay.
Noswell, yeah. So I'm just gonna look and see if any of the rest of the party is interested in joining me, and then I'm going to follow the little green ribbon.
Sure.
Sure.
Is everyone going, or
Might as well.
are you splitting up into
Not at
groups to
least
do
go
some...
introduce ourselves.
So who's coming?
We're
Me,
all
me.
going.
You're all going. Okay.
Okay, everybody's going.
All right, you guys follow the green ribbon. Sorry, what was that?
I was saying we at least ought to go introduce ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you guys.
we would leave with a friendly. Well, thanks for talking to us, and we'll be back at some point. We're just going to introduce ourselves to our other person.
Sure thing.
To not sure.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys follow this green ribbon through the ice, and it leads you through a couple of twisting hallways to. Oh, I heard the train.
It's the train!
It's the train!
It's the fucking train! The suffer train!
I can hear the Doppler effect of its horn.
To talk for a sec.
I am so sorry.
This is infinitely amusing to me. You guys follow this green ribbon, and it leads you down into
Teacher says, "Spit that gum out." And I'm just gonna sprint to wholesome. Stupid joke.
Loved it.
Go ahead, thank you. So you guys follow this green ribbon down through several tunnels as they sort of go deeper into the mountain. And you find yourselves in a much darker room. The room you were in before was lit almost sourcelessly by these this pale whitish blue light, and that light fades somewhat as you head deeper, and you find yourself in a much larger cavern supported by these big columns that run throughout the room. And you see not in like holders like those weapon racks or anything, but physically just like implanted into the wall where you could take them out at will are all sorts of different weapons ringing the edges of the room. And in the middle of the room you see actually what looks to be like a forge, not a good one, but a small little forge and sort of metalworking area. And sitting on a wooden bench, sharpening what looks to be a glaive, is a sort of medium height, dark-skinned woman with very short, curly black hair that is very close to her scalp. She does not look up as you walk in.
Cough, cough.
Yes? What do you want?
Hi. We're a group of adventurers who came and met, Krosalka, and just sort of going around and introducing ourselves. Since we may be helping her with some stuff. Hi.
She doesn't stop sharpening, like her hand slows, but she is watching all of you, and she just keeps very slowly moving this whetstone along the blade of the glaive as you speak.
I'd like to roll to be intimidated.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 5.
You are frightened of Nashua and cannot move towards her. You asked.
Appropriate.
You asked for it. It's only gonna last a little, like 2 rounds, like a couple seconds.
I wave from here.
Okay. Okay, so you all introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
She kind of looks you over and she says, "All right. Why are you here?"
To say hello, and I say while I'm backing away.
She kind of raises an eyebrow looking towards you, and sure. The rest of you? Why are you here? I don't mean in the armory, I mean...
There's something that Krosalka has that we're trying to get, so we're going to hopefully be doing a favor for her in return.
And what favor would that be?
Getting rid of her sister?
Ah. And she kind of leans forward and she says, "Now you are speaking my language. You intend to kill Iraska?"
If it comes to it.
The plan.
Ideally
Yes,
not.
I am 100% sold on the idea of killing an adult white dragon.
Music to my ears. I have wanted that beast dead for quite some time. Alright. How? What do you need from me? If anything. Or you're just going to go do it?
First off, we need to find her.
Iraska?
Yeah.
You were not told where she is?
Nope.
I thought, out of character moment, I thought this was why we were trying to find the spy, because we didn't know where her lair was.
Oh. Oops. Its location is known, but you don't know how to get in without just like walking in the front door and immediately getting obliterated. So, the spy probably knows a back way in.
We're looking for some method of getting into lair without just immediately getting frozen and smashed and generally murderized.
Alright, hold on. Okay, hold on. There you go.
I just realized I've had my mic off for the past 15 minutes.
Well, that's,
Train!
you know.
So I turned it off for the train, but then the train finished going by and I forgot to turn it back on.
Okay, okay, so what were you trying to say, Echo?
Well, I've just been kind of trying to interject with things that have been going on in the conversation naturally anyway, so.
Oh, sorry.
One thing I did want to ask, though, was what Iraska did to draw Nashwa's animosity.
Oh, nothing, I just don't like her.
Just personality clash?
Never trust a dragon.
You say while working for
Does
one.
that apply
I
to
know.
Krosalka as well?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Oh. Okay.
That's fair. I'm gonna insight check this.
Okay, go ahead. I
Same.
will give her a
Roll higher than a
perception-
Oh,
perception
sweet.
this time.
or persuasion
Nice.
roll.
That's
Yeah,
17
whatever.
here.
Ooh,
Non-natural 20.
okay. Ordinarily, her countenance would be a little difficult to get a beat on, but see, you came in here and mentioned what seems to be the one thing she loves to hear, which is killing Iraska. She really does want this dragon dead, and she does very much dislike dragons in general. And that includes Krosalka. She does not like Krosalka. You can tell from the way she sort of reacts to every time you say Krosalka's name. There's this faint sort of flash of disgust in her eyes and a little bit of a sort of a hitch to her breath.
But why?
You don't know.
So you just really, really don't like dragons
Correct?
in general. Any particular reason?
I'm not here to tell you my life story.
That's fair. That's entirely fair.
So, how do you plan to do it?
Well, we're still working out the details on that. We need to figure out how to get there and get in first. And then we have some, well, we have our methods.
Do you?
Indeed we do. I don't suppose you have any information that could help us
No,
getting in there.
nothing.
Nothing whatsoever.
Nothing.
That's,
I've
Do you
never
think
been there, I
anyone
wouldn't know.
in here does?
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, go for it.
16.
the way she says nothing, it's... Well, you don't believe her, necessarily. But you're not sure why she would lie. Or how she even feels about lying. But she is.
So she's full of shit right now, but why is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So
That's very
I'm just
quickly. Didn't need half
in
my
character now.
NPC material.
You know, if you're worried about
Nice.
any sort of retribution from Krosalka for telling us that you know things or what you know, that's not going to be an issue. We don't trust her either. We aren't really trusting much of anybody right now. We're here to obtain an object that Krosalka has, and that's all we're after. We don't want to cause trouble with anybody who we don't need to cause trouble with, but or for anybody. We don't want to cause trouble for you. But if killing one or more dragons is what we need to do to obtain this object, then we shall. It's very important to us.
She sets the whetstone down and lays the glaive across her knees and leans forward and folds her hands together and puts her chin on her hands. She says, "You came here to steal from Krosalka's hoard."
Not steal necessarily. We just there's an object she has that we need.
We're
So you
basically
came to
following a
take it.
pointer, and we walked in, and oh shit, it was a white dragon. We kind of didn't realize that until suddenly we're staring down a white dragon.
And
Yeah,
she's
the
promised
ending up
you...
in here was a bit of an accident.
I can't believe this. You could just kill Krosalka and take the item. Why don't
That's
you?
an option. We've become a little bit intrigued by this entire circumstance, and also if how to put this? We're summing up our options. If there are 2 white dragons and we have to fight at least one of them, it would be much more to our advantage to fight the one that seems less dangerous, if that's really a factor in dealing with dragons.
It is. Or rather, whichever one knows less about you.
This is true.
Interesting. She kind of thinks for a minute. So, you came to me to see if I knew anything.
We've been trying to figure out if anybody knows anything that could help our cause.
And you intend to kill Iraska?
Most likely, yes. That seems to be our best plan of action currently. We kind of walked into Krosalka's lair unawares, so she has a bit of a heads up on us that we can easily avoid with Iraska.
Make a persuasion check with advantage for your spell.
For my spell, yeah. Oh, that's good, I need it. Oh, that's even worse. Fuck. Fuck me. Persuasion. That is a 7.
If I did know anything, I would want you to make it worth telling you. Because there's no guarantee that you're going to get out of Iraska's lair.
You have a point. How could we prove that to you?
that's not what I care about. I care about you giving me something right now.
Alright, what would you be looking for? What sort of payment?
I don't know. What do you normally use to pay people?
Gold.
Generally gold.
4 stories.
Pardon?
I have the feeling gold is going to be a significantly more persuasive in this circumstance.
Alright, if you say so.
Am I correct?
Do you want to do... I mean... That's
I'm-
up to you to interpret.
I said that out loud and I'm asking
Oh.
that
Okay.
straight up.
Depends on how much.
How much would you want?
She kind of judges you for a minute, trying to see how rich you guys are.
Which I look like shit right now because I'm like druid, furs, and leather armor. Disaster.
She looks you over and she says, "30 gold per tip."
Gold per tip. Interesting. And how do we know that the information you possess is going to be sufficiently helpful to us towards our ends?
How badly do you think I want this dragon dead?
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, go for it.
Like, just her in general?
Yeah.
Just to try to get a beat on what the... that's a 16.
She does want this dragon dead. And she'll probably give you pretty useful information. You get the idea that some of this is a little bit of posturing. And she part of it is that she doesn't want the others to know that she knows this information. So she is expecting you to trust her for the information, and in return she's going to trust you not to tell the others about this.
That's fair enough. You have a good point. Do you mind if I have a moment to consult with people who have the real money around here?
Take your time. I'm not going anywhere.
Alrighty then. So we just kind of hurt the group off to the side. Be like, so, what do we do now? Guys,
Rest of the party.
Yeah, I know, I'm thinking.
Let me check my phone.
yeah, like, about how many tips do you think we're gonna need to get into the lair?
Can we even trust this person?
I think she definitely wants Iraska dead, and the fact that she's even willing to tell us anything, even for a price, is something.
Yeah, that is pretty telling.
What was that, Lurker?
Yeah, that is pretty telling.
Yeah, because she's really sticking her neck out.
Pun.
No.
No?
I don't even know where there could have been a pun there. But, like, I think she really does want Iraska dead, so she would definitely... But, like, giving us information is really sticking her neck out, because they've...
Could also be leading us into a trap and making some money off of it at the same time.
Very true.
That's a possibility, but I don't think it's likely. And I think keeping our keeping our wits about us, basically, will help avoid that kind of problem. No, I think she's being pretty genuine, and the money is just because she wants to make sure that she's getting something out of this, because she's taken a risk. She works for a dragon that doesn't want. She's the spy that we were told to look for, and she doesn't want the people who she's seems to be stuck with, I would imagine, to find out that that's the case.
Here's a question. Does she want to stay here, or does she want out after we,
That's a thought I just had myself.
Does she want to come back through the rift with us?
That's a possibility. That's the thing. That's an option that we have. She doesn't seem to be keen on sharing her past, but that's a thing. That is indeed a thing.
So, what will you do? Are you gonna ask her more stuff? You paying her for tips? What's up? What are you doing?
Alright, so general consensus with the party about how many tips do we think we're gonna need? Like, how much do you think is gonna constitute a tip?
Not really sure.
I mean, like, tips are normally like, don't eat the yellow snow. So it's like,
Yeah.
not that helpful. Probably.
Yeah, that's... This is frustrating. Alright, I think we can go talk to her now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we turn back to Nashua.
Mm-hmm. When have you decided?
Just for curiosity's, before we decide anything, just for curiosity's sake, why are you here? Would you be interested in leaving? Have you thought about leaving? Could you leave?
Yes, but not yet.
Are you staying because you want to challenge the dragon yourself?
No, I already tried that. It did not work. Once Iraska is dead, I will be able to go.
So would you be interested in us coming with us, perhaps?
She knows my
bring you
scent.
back to. We could bring you back to the material plane through a gateway that will be closed shortly after we're going through it. So you have nothing to fear of being followed, if that's the issue you're worried
She narrows her
about.
eyes. She says, only once Iraska is dead will I even be able to go. Both dragons dead would be much preferable.
I mean, in this circumstance, we are assuming Iraska would definitely be dead.
Then perhaps, but the decision would not be all mine.
What do you mean by that?
You'd have to
Mind
pay
if
me for
we-
that answer.
Is there someone serving Araska you want to go with you?
You'll have to pay me for that answer.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah.
Balls. 5.
You're gonna have to pay her for that answer.
Can try insight chicken. 23.
Yeah, there's someone serving Araska who she wants to come with her. You're absolutely correct.
I mean, if it comes to a fight, we do want to know if there's someone we should not be fighting.
Yeah, we'd prefer to avoid killing innocents when possible. We prefer to avoid that in general. It's happened before. It was unavoidable
really?
at the time. It wasn't pleasant. We'd prefer to avoid that.
Oh yes.
So
Roll a persuasion check. With advantage because your spell.
oh, that's much better. That's a 19.
She pauses, and for a couple seconds you see she may not have thought that particular series of words out as clearly as she had hoped, and she kind of frowns and she says, "Fine. There's a sorcerer in Iraska's service. He is a human man. His name is Pierre. If he sees you attacking the dragon, it is possible he will help you. Do not kill him." Yep,
We
Pierre.
will.
Got it right.
Okay.
We have
I think he's a last name.
that has been noted. We thank you for your
Millet is his last name. No, they don't know that.
candid forwardness.
So, is there anything you would like to
So
know?
with
Can you describe this sorcerer just so we know what he looks like?
Yeah, he's hold on. Yeah, he's the only human serving Iraska.
Alright.
This would be pretty easy to pick out.
what do you know of the other people serving?
She holds out a hand.
Offering to bring you with us wouldn't happen to bring down the price of these tips, would it?
Iraska knows my scent. I cannot enter her lair.
All right.
No, bring you with us, like, back to
Bring you with
the
us
material
back
plane.
to the material plane. Yeah, that's what I meant. Because after killing Araska, we have to return here anyway to retrieve the item we need.
No, it would not.
We can't have a Minato haggling roll.
Minato's not here.
A Tiska
I
haggling roll.
can't make a persuasion check.
Not on this one, I'm afraid.
Damn it. All right. I hand over 30 gold.
She has 4 followers, similar to Krosalka.
For including your friend Pierre?
Including Pierre.
Including Pierre.
There is a dwarf who wields a sword. A great sword. They are a powerful fighter. They are very difficult to beat. There's a wizard. She hides in Iraska's shadow and casts magic. Like a coward. There's someone else who sneaks around in the shadows. I've never gotten a good look at that one.
And the wizard is a what?
She's a half-orc.
Half-orc. Interesting heritage for a wizard.
That's what I thought.
And again, people say tiefling druids aren't a thing they frequently see either.
Seems there are many odd things on this plane.
So we are finding. You say you've never gotten a good look at the one who
The sneaky one.
hides, the sneaky one. Yes,
Correct.
that's. Have you seen anything about this person's fighting style or
Nothing.
how they attack, at least?
Every time I have been anywhere near, they disappear.
Interesting. That is very interesting.
When you say disappear, you mean like slink off into the shadows or turn invisible, disappear?
Both are possible.
What do you know of Araska's temperament? What sort of things does she look out for? What does she...
Nashua doesn't even hold out her hand, she just looks in. She's a dragon. Anything will spite her.
That's...
As with all dragons.
Right? Hmm.
Alright, Mir plunks 30 gold on the nearest table surface, says, so how do we get in that isn't the front door, not likely to get us immediately murderized?
There is a concealed passageway next to a frozen waterfall on the south side of Iraska's mountain. It is underneath an overhanging of rock between the icicles. You can follow the passageway into the living quarters of Iraska's followers.
Alright. Can you write aside DM, can you please write that in the chat because
Okay.
I missed part of it. And there's another train coming, so someone please remind me in like 5 minutes to turn my mic back on.
All aboard the struggle train! Choo choo!
There you go. I also have this all written down on my end too, so. Anything else you would like to know? Or would you like to know more?
Oh, Tiska's asking her, are there any traps in Araska's lair?
Holds out her hand for the gold. Okay. From the living quarters, you can access her hoards through a series of secret rooms. There are 2 things that I can tell you about, one of which I will tell you about now. The first room has a key to a locked door. Trying to open the door without the key will harm you, and you cannot melt the ice around the door. However, you can take the key from the ice atop the ceiling of the room and use it to open the door. But you must convince the key to allow you to open it.
But what do you
The
mean with that?
key's alive?
Oh,
a way.
great.
Okay. And it... I suppose you know anything about the key's temperament?
No, I do not.
Okay. Any other traps?
Let's see. Beyond that one is another room. And it is somehow trapped, but that mechanism I am not familiar with.
Do we at least know, are we looking at, like, the floors, the ceiling,
I don't know.
doors?
I've never made it that far.
Grand.
I never convinced the key. That is all I have for you. Oh, you're back!
Yep, there I am. So,
Noise in the call.
Yeah. Echo's got some background
Sorry.
noise.
No worries.
yeah, there's...
I mean, this
That's
server's really
because
good.
my cord got caught on something. So beyond that door, we just have to trust that one of us will catch the trap. Knowing that we're looking for something, at least, is going to be helpful.
Yes, quite.
And you don't know if it's, like, mechanical or magical in nature.
I'm not certain, no.
Hmm,
That's gonna be fun.
interesting. I mean, let's see, I think I have a detect magic somewhere. Oh, I have
Okay.
this one. That's nice. So that,
And I mean, we might want to crash a night here before getting out or somewhere. Just 'cause
yeah, I was actually going to ask
we should
about
probably
that.
be better prepared for going into a dragon's lair.
Yeah, I was thinking we should stay here the night. Regain our spells, and maybe spend some more time with the other members of Krosalka's entourage. Try to get each of them alone, perhaps, to maybe remove suspicion from our friend here, so that they all know we've spoken to one of them alone, so none of the others will know which member of their party was the one who gave us this information.
Yeah, sure, you can take a long rest here. No one will begrudge you that. The time doesn't really pass in days here. That doesn't happen. But the lights inside Krosalka's lair can be brightened or dimmed at will, to
Yes.
kind of create the illusion of a time in which you will be able to sleep. So, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. We're gonna take a break right now, as you guys. Well, are you finished with Nashua?
Yeah, I'd say we are.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a break now, and when you come back in 10 minutes or so, we can continue with what we had for the rest of tonight. Alright, I'll see you guys then.
Awesome.
Alright, let me go ahead and create the scene for the autopilot. Thanks, OBS, for removing my life from my body. Where's image? Yep, we'll get there. Hold on. Yep. Oops, hold on, that's not right. Went too far. GIFs, yes. And then it'll be tiny, so make it big. Boom. Alright, see you guys in 10.
screen, no replies. Unality fueled by caffeine, desperate eyes. 10 seconds to decide. I look up with bloodshot eyes. When sunlight hits, we'll take this barrier down. Picture perfect stars, once painted by your will to try. Left outside to rise, without excuses as to why. Blinding lights from a screen. Just 5 minutes more. Never get used to routines. Can't remember what they're for. 10 seconds to decide. Look up with bloodshot eyes. When sunlight hits, we'll take this barrier down. Picture perfect stars, once painted by your will to try. Left outside to rise, without excuses as to why.
Come with me. I won't leave you behind. Take me to the city, the sun, to the moon.
my microphone is muted. That explains a lot. Hey everybody, I'm back. Alright guys, what's up?
Hey, we
Chilling.
back?
Mm-hmm. You can go ahead and leave Nostril behind. Oh god, hold on.
Alright.
Just almost died, we're cool. You can go ahead and leave Nostril behind in the armory. She goes back to sharpening her glaive.
Alright, cool.
If you want, you could take a long rest. There are actually some very comfortable little beds with more, different types of furs, none quite as heavy and lovely as the Tundra Auric furs, which belong to you now. You can just have them.
Well, I think we were gonna try talking to the others each on their own first.
Sure, go
Yeah,
for it.
I would definitely want to try to get the other two alone.
Sure.
Before we do anything, because that's... I'm trying to be honest as possible, and one of the things that Nashua was concerned about was being outed as the person who knows things about Krosalka, and being outed as the spy. So we don't really want to do that, and getting the others on their own would make it... Like, each of them individually would know that they're not the spy, but they wouldn't know which of the other two was.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, other three, technically.
And also, the others don't know that you're looking for a spy?
Oh, that's... Well, Skamos does.
Skamos
so
does.
Having... If he were to ask them about their experience with us and found out, oh, they only ever got Nashua alone, then she must be the spy, and then some shit could happen while we're off fighting a white dragon.
Okay, yeah, sure, go for it. I'll say it's
that's
not
okay.
too hard to get them on their own.
Cool.
Who you want to chat with?
I'd say probably an Ollie first.
Okay. Yeah, you can easily locate her and isolate her. What do you ask? What do you say?
Awesome. We're just very curious about how you got from hating this dragon to working for her apparently happily. That's quite the journey.
Well, I mean, she's pretty reasonable when you consider everything, and she's got real good explanations for everything she does, and she's pretty nice to us. Everyone who's ever came through, she's been real decent with. You get that with a lot of dragons.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah. I don't have a lot of personal experience with dragons, and everything I've heard of with dragons of the chromatic variety is that they're generally significantly more vicious than is necessary.
Well, I mean, appearances ain't everything. She winks.
This is true. So, you enjoy working?
Yeah.
For...
Yeah, I get to do what I want for the most part. She doesn't exercise a whole lot of control over us. I mean, she does.
Sweet.
She does. Like, if she needs us to do something, we'll have to go do the thing. But other than that, we're pretty much allowed to do what we want.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
What,
I don't.
what do the four of you generally do for her?
I find people, and I either make sure they stay away from her territory, or I bring them in to be new servants or followers or what have you. I also make sure that things that should not be in her territory are not. So, kind of a border patrol almost to keep some of the nastier beasts out. There's been a couple times when her lair's been threatened by remorazes, which are mostly an irritation until they get into the infrastructure of the mountain. Then you've got problems. So, gotta kill those every so often. You know, detail work.
Yeah. So you found Nashua and when?
I did.
Do you mind if I ask under what circumstances you found each of them?
I need my book. I need my book. Here's my book. Getting my book. Hold on. Getting my book. You know. So, wait, hold on. Which one did you ask about?
Each, both, either.
Found Wen about half a year back. She don't freeze, but she was lost as dicks.
Sorry, lost as what?
Lost as dicks. Out in the snow. Told me a story about some weird ice snake or something. Don't know really what to make of that. She likes being here now. She eats a lot of ice. It's kind of weird. She just eats it.
An unusual dietary choice.
Sure is. She's pretty cute though.
Ice is just. She is. She's pretty adorable.
Like a little toy person. Pat her on the head sometimes.
Aw.
As for Nashua, found her about a month or so after when. She's real quiet. Not sure how I feel about her, honestly. She don't like me a whole lot, but I don't think she likes anyone a whole lot. Might have to do with the fact that she hates emotions, and that's kind of like my whole deal.
Yeah, we kind of got that impression from her when we went down to talk.
Oh yeah.
That she was not big on people or expression or
Not real friendly.
existing in general.
Yeah. Oh well. She can
Some
swing.
people are
She
just
can
like
swing
that.
that glaive of hers like nobody's business. So whatever makes her happy, I guess.
And she's also doing a lot of the extermination work
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yep. She'll come out sometimes. She doesn't like being out in the cold. I think she's from a warm place, but she'll do it.
Interesting. So, what do you know about Skamos?
Oh, he's been here before I was. He's the only one I didn't bring in.
Yeah.
Been here forever. He's friendly enough, I suppose. I trust him, even though he's a little sneaky. Won't fight fair. Won't get up in someone's face.
Ah.
Either throws daggers and shit or uses a bow. Who uses a bow?
I just kind of look at Mir.
Well, you're also a little bitty bird, so I can see that. He's taller than me. He should be able to get up in folks' faces and whatnot.
I have hit things in the face with a mace.
There you go. That's the spirit.
I just kind of think about my own fighting style, and I'm just like, height and bulk isn't necessarily everything in regards to ability to get in a good brawl with somebody.
I mean, that's fair, but you can't ignore the power of some good old swinging. She grins at you. She is missing one tooth on the upper side on the right.
Aw.
You can see a
That's
bit of scarring there from when something hit her real hard.
Nice.
In case it wasn't clear, she's a barbarian.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I kind of gathered that. I mean, that's definitely a thing. Definitely a thing. And I'm just kind of nodding understandingly, but, like, actually, like, I can't take a hit for shit.
As you think that, she grins and punches you in the shoulder.
Okay. But,
Like a
thanks.
friendly punch.
Like a friendly punch. I can probably take it. I mean, I have decent strength and constitution. I just am clumsy.
Hold on. I've written down...
Yeah, so that's...
We're gonna do a D4. Oh no.
We're going some...
You take...
I was
you take 4 bludgeoning damage. She punches you in the shoulder.
Thanks.
Ouch.
I
Yeah,
rolled for that.
definitely gonna need that long rest.
Whack. And you're like, ooh, that's gonna bruise. Ooh.
I just kind of grin and I'm like, yep. Cool.
Nice.
Anything else for her?
Thumbs up.
Yeah. She gives you like a brisk nod. Still grinning. She doesn't seem to have
Yeah.
noticed that hurt you. She's really
Nice.
strong.
Amazing. Amazing.
She looks at the rest of you. Anything else, or... Well, actually, I really don't have anything to do, so... Not at the moment, anyway.
Hmm.
Anybody else got cool scar stories?
I got struck by lightning a few times,
Really now?
and I just like roll up a sleeve.
What'd you
Yeah,
grab
that
it?
was
What'd you grab it?
Grab the lightning,
Yeah.
more or less.
Oh, I didn't expect the answer to be yes.
That's
Alright.
that's how I got this scar and this staff. It was an interesting story.
Oh, you got... Yeah, I did notice your stick was kind of magic. From its little, flickery doohickey
Oh yeah, it does.
there in the tip.
It does that. Yeah, that's
Neat.
yeah.
Nice.
I have this card, and you're like, pulls her down slightly to show, like on her shoulder, there's a spot like where she's missing a feather or two because it's gonna be this card. Falling off a wall in Silver Hill. Turns out that part of the mine was a little unsteady, and I sort of fell. But Nisiri helped drag me back to the temple to get me patched up. So,
A mine.
yep, I'm from a mining town.
Oh, that's fun. Where at?
Where did we decide Silver Hill was again?
It's on the southeast coast of the upper half of the continent. Pretty much the southeast tip of the coast. Where it curves around. So...
I described that, I guess.
Yeah. And she goes, oh, neat.
In the material plane, obviously.
Right, of course.
Plane of ice.
Not
Yeah.
a whole lot of solid
And then
places
the more
here.
terrifying bit, I don't actually have a scar from, but I did get nearly killed by a banshee.
Oh, that's fun.
That was also in Silver Hill, actually.
Man, your mind does not sound very nice. Full of
Well-
banshees.
To be fair, the first one was kind of my own fault. The second one was actually turned out to be part of some stuff that was not too savory going down in town, but we solved that.
Alright.
And we made, I think, sort of friends with a fairy in the process.
Well, I don't know if that's the brightest idea, but fair enough. Yeah, actually,
kill us,
that's
so, you
probably
know.
fine. I've made friends with the dragon, so who am I
Yeah,
really
I'm
telling
gonna look over it. I'm gonna give a glance to Minato, who has been strangely quiet this entire time.
Wow, that's weird. She
That's
avoids your
strange.
gaze.
Normally she's a bit of a chatterbox. Be like, well, making friends with fairies works well for some people. I unfortunately was absent for this incident, so I
But
don't know a whole lot about that.
neither do I. Wen knows a thing or two about making friends with stuff, but it's all out of my league. I just hit things. I do a damn good job of it.
I can see that you do. I have nothing else.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say I'm not really sure I have anything else for this particular.
Sure, yeah.
I'm
Can we go talk to Wen?
Yeah, sure. You leave Inali B and she's chilling there, I guess. I don't know. What do you do in your spare time when you don't read and time doesn't pass?
Play Skyrim, obviously.
All right. Well, we'll just move on, I guess. No, she no, yeah. You guys go ahead and move on, and you find Wen, and she is now, actually, she is sitting in a sort of like those baskety beanbag chairs, but the frame is made of ice and surprisingly sturdy. And she is curled up, and she is drawing in a small sketchbook. And she sees you enter, and she goes, "Oh, hi."
Jaws. I love her. I love out of character. I love her already. I love her so much. She's so good.
Jeez, this is
Hello.
like a random NPC I came up with. I didn't even make her. I rolled her.
What you
Hi.
drawing?
Oh, and she turns around, and it's a sketch of, at first for a second you think that it's this mountain, and then you realize no, that's not this mountain. It is a series of island mountains, out somewhere in what looks like a tropical sea.
Wow, where's
Since where
that?
you're from.
Ah, yes. This is my home out, it's islands off the coast far, far to the west. It is, a paradise, guarded by, an ancient bronze dragon who keeps us all safe from pirates. At least that's what my parents told me. I don't know if it's true.
That's amazing.
That sounds awesome.
She kind of smiled a little bit. It's a very good drawing. Thank you.
That's incredible. You're amazing at things and stuff.
Thank you. I don't do a whole lot of things, but some of the things I do I am a little bit skilled with, yes.
You're clearly very good at what you do. I'm never saying that again. I roll charisma of 7.
No worries.
So cute right now.
I don't suppose I could,
Oh my gosh, she's precious.
in exchange for a small sketch of... perhaps a small sketch of me?
Of
I
course.
can, a couple little... I might have a spare crochet hat, or I could, pay you, I don't know what... Do you need currency here? I don't...
And she pauses and she says, this may be a bit far-fetched, but do you have any paints?
I have something for coloring that for its colored pencils or tints, whatever I used to color the map that I copied from the
Okay.
The book in Ancient Celestial or what have you.
Oh yeah, the thing used to copy the colors. I think it's just like inks.
Yeah.
She says, it's been, I lost all my paints before I came here, and I've only had access to pencils since, but I would like to be able to paint in colors again. So, or draw in colors, anything really.
I guess. Would you be willing to draw me in exchange for the set of inks?
Of course, yes. It would take a little bit, but I would love to.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, you guys can chat with her while she does a sketch of you, Mir. Yeah, what would you, anything you would like to like ask her or chat with her about?
This is too fucking precious, so I'm gonna just like sit down while she's drawing, and I have a little wooden flute that I have as part of my Outlander thing.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna pull that out and play a little bit while she's drawing, because
Sure.
that's fucking cute.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like make you roll performance because I don't want you to fail. That'd be sad and lame.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's your flute. You know how to play your freaking flute. Yeah, you sit
Just
down
something like super simple.
and start playing some simple tunes that you learned from other
Buns.
wanderers.
Yeah.
Zackrow, Brom,
I
Temp.
figured one of my moms was.
Oh yeah, probably. Zackrow, Brom, Temp. You guys do anything?
Not really.
All right. Minato will not ask anything at the moment. No. JD,
No.
you're gonna say that stuff out loud.
From shepherding. Anyway, I'd like to just glance around subtly and try to look for any clues that anything's slightly off in here.
Well, okay, what are you looking for exactly?
Like, what room
That's
are we in?
just the issue. I have no idea.
There are several rooms, Brom. There are several sort of interconnected chambers of these living quarters that are mostly all-purpose. Like this one, you can just like sit in the chairs here. The other one had like a table and some chairs. There's one that's definitely made for cooking, which is fun because it has like a chimney, but it's just like this giant ice tunnel that goes somewhere else. You figure they probably don't have to like clean it. They can just like melt it, and then
Is everything
refreeze it.
translucent, opaque? Like, is there things made out of stuff other than ice?
Yeah, there's like wooden and stone furniture, but not a whole lot. You get the idea that because there is no like rock ground here, it is only ice. Wood, stone, and other building materials are kind of a scarcity. So most things here are formed from ice and then covered with furs to be something you can sit on, or covered with like a veneer of other material, just to make them more usable to humanoids.
Reminds me a tiny bit of home in a way. For us, it was more stone than ice, but
It's nice.
Anything else you would like to do?
I would like to look around. Oh, hey, Luke.
No,
Hi.
he's not here yet.
Yeah, I'd like to look around if there are any signs in this place that any other dragon has ever lived here.
Roll investigation. And somebody else was also looking for something, but was that you, Zackrow?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
15.
Yeah, you look around. Well, these quarters, obviously no dragons. They're far too small for dragons, except maybe babies, and there's no babies here. You look around, doesn't seem to be a whole lot. You head out into the main larger hallways, including the one that you originally came in through, the big tunnel. The looks to be that there's only signs of one dragon ever being here.
Okay.
Anything else anybody would like to do?
Before we take a long rest, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because we definitely need
Unless
to
we
do
wanted
that.
to stop talking more with Scamos.
Yeah, can we find him again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You can find him hanging out sort of in the main lair. Krosalka is not present, so it's just you guys.
Where is she?
You don't know.
Out partying.
So what would happen if we just knocked him out, took the sphere, and left?
You can certainly try.
I'm just being hypothetical right now.
That feels like a bad idea. That feels like we're gonna get shit coming after us idea.
That is possible.
I mean, because the dragon is out right now, so if she saw us running out with something that... If we happened to cross her outside, completely unprepared, just booking it for the plane of... for the material plane, that would not be ideal. And I mean, we do know that she has some ability to
True, yeah.
roam
True.
planes. So even if we did manage to get to the
Party
rift
does what the party will
before that, I think that's not the best of ideas.
Scamos is at the moment returning a small bag of cut gemstones to a hollow in an ice spire. It's poking out of the floor.
That's just fucking neat. This place looks cool as hell.
So what do you do?
Hi.
Oh, hey. Hello. He sets the bag down in the hollow and he turns towards you, kind of wipes his hands off. They're a little bit covered in some melted ice. Sorry, right. Did you find what you needed? Did you find out who, what's going on exactly, who, etc.?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we found the information we were looking for.
Great. Who is the who's our spy?
She's See, the thing is, we did kind of tell her we weren't going to tell anybody who she was.
I've got also a question.
For a second.
What makes you think there's only one?
I mean, I don't know. I would hope that not every member of the 4 people who live here is a spy, but, you know, yeah, it could be true. And for a second, as you said, we promised her, he, like, thinks he's like, aha, it's every other...
LOL.
Yeah, I was aware of that. I was aware of that before I opened my mouth. Yeah, we did kind of tell her we weren't going to tell anybody. I can promise you, though, that she is not doing it out of any sort of... She hasn't done anything to favor Eraska. I really don't believe.
You will eventually know, because after Asuka's gone, she's just gonna leave. And she won't trouble you anymore.
There's some... She'll be out of your hair eventually. I don't think it's really necessary to cause trouble with this.
Hello?
Ooh. winked all this shit.
Nice. Is there a moment that we can just talk as a party without anyone listening in?
I mean, based on the description of the layer, I'd say probably so.
You never know who's listening, though.
That's
And in a
fair.
cave, things can reverberate, bounce around.
Fucking. Does this even
That's
work?
fair.
God damn it.
There are probably things I could do to prevent that.
Okay,
though.
is this
Yeah,
functioning?
it's crystal clear, crystal clear.
All right, cool.
Yes, we hear you.
All right. Great. Okay, yes. Yeah, you can chat with each other for a moment, or you can chat with Skamos. He's with you right now.
Yeah, so I was basically told him that
Oh, right.
We-
Yes.
we got the information we needed. I don't really think you're gonna have to worry about who the spy was.
Well, is this person going to hurt Krosalka?
Doubtful.
Fuck, sorry.
Rain.
I love it!
All right. Then I'll trust you, and I will not ask who it is.
We appreciate your trust.
So I'm assuming that you're going to. You'll probably want to have a bit of preparation time, I'm guessing, and then you'll head out for.
Yeah, when we got up this morning, we did not have the idea of fighting a white dragon on our minds, so let's have some time to prep.
Assuming you came from the material plane, yeah, that's true. Alright, I don't think I'm going to be around tomorrow. I've got more errands to run outside in Krosalka's territory, but I've got a bit of a request to make from you, and I would like you to keep this a bit quiet, if possible. Yeah?
Keep what
Okay.
quiet?
Depends on the request.
Iraska has followers, just like Krosalka does, but one of them, I do not want you to kill her, please. If at all possible. There's and he looks at the ground. He's not sure how to phrase this. It's my sister.
Okay.
Her name is Hope, and she can't get back here without Iraska tracking her down and, killing her. So if you could let her know that you're with me, maybe, and then not murder her, please. That would be good. Thanks. Nobody else here knows that she's my sister, because then I'd be under suspicion for not being loyal to Krosalka, which is ridiculous. Of course, but, Please don't kill my sister.
Was your sister the sneaky type or a wizard?
Oh, she's far sneakier than I am.
You said her name was Hope?
Her name's Hope. She looks just like me, almost identical. She's very, very good at hiding. Knows a bit of magic. If you tell her that I've sent you to get her out, she will not attack you in Iraska's service, and she might be able to help you in the battle, but she's very cautious, so she probably won't strike Iraska in case she does kill all of you, and she doesn't want to die.
2 things.
Yes.
1, do we have some way to, prove that coming in or that, that we do know you and that we're not just a bunch of random hicks? And the second was, I suppose you've been in contact with Girl or know any information about what we're walking into.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Just wondering if you we're in contact with her or knew any more information about what we're walking into.
No, she used to be Krosalka's spy, effectively, but it got a little bit too dodgy, so she hasn't done that. So no, I don't know anything about Iraska's lair, nothing. I think Noshwa went in a while back and tried to kill her, and she changed everything since then. So, it's. I have nothing for you there. I'm sorry. As for a token, and he reaches up to his right ear, and he pulls out this little earring, and it's this little sort of dark red gemstone in what looks like maybe brass, and he holds it out and he says, "This is mine. She has the match. She's the match to this one. If you give her this and tell her that I told her it's safe to come back here, and that..." And he thinks for a second. She might think you just killed me and took it. Shit.
Is there any kind of...
Where did you get it? We could tell her that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
What about a saying or anything? Would there be some story you could relate that only the two of you would know of?
Yeah. No, that. Tell her I'll keep my promise and take her to the market. The big one.
Okay.
The really big one. She'll believe you then. And he hands somebody the earring who wants it.
I'll take it.
Okay. He hands you the earring. And he says, "Alright, thank you for agreeing to not kill my sister. And good luck. Really." And he will...
I think we might need
it.
And he will dump the rest of the gemstones out into the little hollow, arrange them, and hurry out of the hoard room. You are free to spend the night in the living quarters of Krosalka's lair, and that is where we will end for tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and outro my stream, and I'll be back to chat with you guys in just a minute.
Alright.
Alright. Hey, shout out to preparation, right? There was a lot of work done, huh? Oh, that's a lot of pages of writing that I have not... Man, I haven't even... This is so great, though. Like, I love having all this information at the ready. This is fantastic. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and bookmark it. I think I need... Here we go. This page. Alright. Hey, thanks everybody for stopping in tonight. That was pretty fun. We're doing some RP. We're doing some sleuthing. Doing some detective work. We will return next week for the conclusion to this adventure. And we'll see if they fight a dragon. They might be able to get out of it. They might end up fighting 2 dragons. They might fight 1 dragon. Who knows? We'll find out. I don't even know. Hey, it's up to them what they do. If they can make it work, then it'll work. I mean, like, hell yeah. Alright, so, come back next week to see the conclusion to this trio of icy adventures, which I'll have to come up with another interesting title for. I forget what I called last week's episode. I don't remember. My microphone is going to continue to be very dodgy, so playing other games is going to be a little bit rough until I can either get a new one or get this one replaced. Hopefully get this one replaced, because they're really expensive. But playing other games is going to be a little bit dodgy unless I have a controller out, which I will. So I'll probably be limited to controller-only games. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll see you guys. What day is it? Friday? It's Friday. I will see you guys on Sunday evening then. For I don't know. We'll see. Probably Skyrim because I need to use my controller rather than my keyboard. Or I might just give up and figure out how to use my keyboard with this microphone being a dick. We'll see. We'll see. Alright. That is all I have for you guys tonight. So, until Sunday... something funny happened to this session. Stay frosty. Alright. I will see you guys Sunday, and until then... Good night.